Okay. I was going to say no technical difficulties, but I didn't want to say that until I knew everything was good. So tonight, let's start on our backs. Just making your way onto the back with the knees bent. Don't worry if you can't see me. And I'll just lead with the voice. And we'll start our centering and breath work down on the back. So let the knees bend and take the feet nice and wide and see if it would feel good to let the knees rest on each other. You may want to take that blanket and create a little pillow for the neck. Maybe just making a little bump to support the neck, if that feels good. And then letting the arms come down alongside the body, either palms down for a little more grounding, or you can turn the palms up. That helps to release the shoulders. And if you're comfortable, let the eyes close. Otherwise, pick one spot on the ceiling and focus on that spot with a soft gaze. And start to take a few deep breaths into the belly. Just feeling the breath as it moves. Right, without changing anything here. Just noticing the breath as it moves through the body. The inhalation and the exhalation. Feeling the support of the mat beneath you. And with every exhale, can you allow the body to settle just a little bit into that support? Start to relax the shoulders. Relax the jaw, little corners of the eyes. And then start to deepen the breath, bringing the breath from the belly to the ribs. And you'll feel the ribs expanding to the sides, the front and the back. And as you exhale, squeeze the navel towards the spine. Give a little press of the lower back into the mat. And then releasing that press of the lower back, inhaling belly, ribs, bring it all the way up to the collarbones, moving into our 3-part Diga breath. And with every exhalation, can you release just a little bit of the day? Bringing your attention to the sensations in the body, to the breath as it flows, and then noticing the thoughts in the mind. So it's been an interesting week, lots of things happening, lots of changes. And notice if the mind is very active. And if that's the case, see if you can keep the attention on the breath and then leave everything else outside of this practice. Give yourself this 1 hour. And when thoughts come in, just acknowledge, okay, there's a thought, and now I'm going to come right back to the breath and the movement in the body. Setting an intention for this evening's practice, whatever that is for you tonight. And remembering that nothing in this practice ever hurts, no pain, no sharp sensation, especially around the joints. And on the next exhalation, let's hug the knees into the chest. And place one hand on each knee and start to circle those knees, keeping the big toes together, circling the knees out and away from you, and then back together and towards the belly. And create these circles. And notice the effect that that has on the lower back. And it creates this gentle rocking. It gives you this little massage. At some point, turn those circles in the opposite direction. And then hug the knees into the chest one more time. Take a big breath in as you exhale. Pull those knees in, maybe lift the head and bring the forehead towards the knees, crunching up into this tiny little ball. And then inhale, lengthen out. Extend the legs, extend the arms overhead, interlace the fingers, point the toes, and flip the palms away. Getting really long here in the spine, and then reaching to the left and reaching to the right, like we're trying to get a little bit longer out of the waist. Point your toes, big breath. And as we exhale, just bring the right knee in and hug that right knee in towards the midline or towards the armpit and shoulder. Pavana Muttasana, wind liberating pose. Take a breath, releasing the knee a little bit away from you. And as you exhale, pull that knee down. And you can hold below the knee or behind the knee. At the same time, kick through the left heel, creating this opposing stretch. Like breathing into that thigh as it presses into the right side. One more time. And as you exhale, straighten that right leg up. Support the leg by holding behind the thigh, point the toes, and then bring the toes back towards your face. And then point them towards the ceiling and do this a few times and notice how the ankles are feeling tonight. Let's make little circles with the toes, like moving the ankles. And then let those circles get a little bit bigger, supporting the leg, moving the entire leg in this circling motion. We're going to circle in the other direction, start out with nice big circles, and then start to make those circles a little bit smaller. And then come back to just circling the toes and the ankle in that opposite direction. Let's pull that knee in towards the chest one more time and bend the left knee up. Place the left foot on the floor and cross the right ankle over that left thigh, just below the knee. Give a little press with the right hand to the right thigh and find this gentle sway from side to side. And then you can extend the arms out in the T position. Palms down, shoulders on the mat as you gently rock that right knee towards the right side and the right toes towards the left. And then take the right knee all the way over towards the right. Take a big breath. And as you exhale, look over the left shoulder. If this is too intense of a stretch, you can separate that right foot from on top of the left thigh. Otherwise, see if you can just breathe into it with every exhale, allowing the body to open a tiny bit more. Inhale that leg back up, left leg back up. That right ankle is still crossed. Now we're going to reach through that space we made and hold the back of the left thigh as we pull the right leg a little closer. Use the right elbow to press the right knee away. And if this is too much, go back to the foot on the floor. And big breath here. And on the next exhalation, release both legs down. Right? Extend the legs side by side. Extend the arms alongside the body. Take a big breath in and just sense that right side and sense the left side. Maybe you feel a little bit of a difference there. Let's take that big stretch, interlace the fingers, point the toes, flip the palms away. This time as we exhale, it's the left knee that comes in and we hold below the knee or behind the knee. Pavana Muttasana, left side. As we inhale, let the knee release away a little bit. And as we exhale, pull that leg back down, creating this little pinch in the left side body. And then kick the right heel away as we pull that left knee down. Breathing here, remember there's never any pain or sharp sensation. And using the breath, one more time, hugging that knee in. And as we inhale, extend that leg up, support by holding behind the thigh. Point the toes towards the sky, take them back towards the face, and do that a few times, just pointing and flexing into the ankles. Notice how they showed up tonight. And then point the toes and start with these little circles, circling in one direction. And then let those circles get a little bit bigger. holding the back of that thigh. If that's not comfortable, you can always use a strap. Let's take those circles the other way, starting nice and big. And then let that movement become smaller and smaller until it's just the circling of the toes in the opposite direction. Let's bend that left knee in one more time. Bend the right knee, foot on the mat, and cross the left ankle just below the right knee. Give a little press to the left thigh just to create some space between the hip and the thigh. And then let the arms come out in T position, palms down, and gently rock from side to side. So if coming into that twist is too much, just stay with the rocking here, taking the left knee down towards the floor and the left toes over to the right side. Well, the next time that left knee travels towards the left, we pause, dropping that left leg down and looking over the right shoulder, coming into our twist. And breathing, option to take the left foot off of the right thigh, or breathing into the stretch. You can even extend that right leg straight. That takes some of the intensity out of the stretch. Take one more breath here. And then inhale that leg back up. Keeping the ankle crossed over the right leg, pull that right leg in, holding the back of the right thigh, and take the left elbow towards the left knee. Coming into our figure four pose. Breathing here, big breath there. As you exhale, maybe pull that right leg a little bit closer. And then releasing the legs down. And one more time, pointing the toes, extending the arms alongside the body. And now sensing the left side and sensing the right side, and a little more space. Sweep the arms above the head and take a big breath in. And as you exhale, let's hug those knees into the chest one more time. We'll rock side to side. And then place both feet down on the mat, about hip width apart. And the feet are coming close to the butt, arms alongside the body. Preparing for bridge pose. Press into the feet, press into the palms and the forearms, and press the lower back into the mat. So we're getting rid of that little curve in the lower back, and you'll notice the pelvis just tilts up off the mat. And as you exhale, release and go back to the natural curve of the spine. And do this a few times, doing these little pelvic rocks and getting this beautiful little massage for the lower back. And you can stay here just rocking and massaging, or the next time we press the lower back in, press into the feet, the palms, the forearms, and begin to lift the hips. Tonight we're only going halfway into our bridge. And as we exhale, lower back down. So finding this little floating bridge, inhaling up and exhaling, lowering, inhaling the hips up. As we exhale, one vertebra at a time, coming back down. And then press into the feet and bring the hips up. And take 3 breaths here. And as we exhale, relaxing what we can. Right, inhale, lengthening, tailbone presses away. Pressing into the feet, pressing into the arms. And still maintaining that deep breath. On the next exhalation, just slowly lower back down to the mat. Take the feet as wide as the mat and let the knees rest on each other. Let the thighs rest on each other and bring the palms to the belly. Close the eyes. And just notice what's happening in the body. Feeling the breath as we breathe deep into the belly, pressing into the palms. And as we exhale, hug those knees into the chest. And your choice, rolling to one side and pressing up to a seat. Or if you'd like, you can rock a little forward and back on the spine and bring yourself up to a seat. And then find a comfortable seat as we continue. So sometimes it's just nice to start on the back. So sitting up nice and tall, pressing the sits bones into the mat. Let's get really long, coming out of the waist. Take those shoulders and roll them up and down and back. Let's take a couple of shoulder rolls here. Really exaggerating the movement and bringing them up, shoulder blades down towards each other. And then sweep the arms out to the side. Come up shoulder height with the palms facing the ceiling. And reach through the left and reach through the right. Get really tall. And as we exhale, just flip those palms down. Maybe the thumbs even come down towards the floor. And as we inhale, rotate back in the opposite direction. And do this a couple of times, right? Moving into the shoulders, moving into the wrists. And then come out with the palms facing forward and bend the elbows, bringing the fingertips towards the shoulder blades. They may not touch, right? As close as they can. And then start to bring the elbows towards each other. Inhale the elbows up and then separate them out, down, and back. So it's the same shoulder roll, but now we've got the fingertips towards the top of the shoulders and we're bringing the arms into it. And let's circle the other way. Bringing those elbows down, up and around. One more time backwards. Interlace your fingers and flip the palms away. Chin to chest, pull the belly in on an exhale, rounding the spine. As we inhale, rise back up and arch the back. Let the head drop if the neck's okay with that. Exhale, rounding, press the palms away, chin to chest, belly in. Inhale, rising up, nice long spine. One more time in each direction, flexion and extension, seated cat and cow. Pause when we come to the top. We're going to take the right hand and gently pull the left arm up and over. And breathe here. Deep breath in, make sure the shoulders are down, right? So we're not compressing the neck, we're pressing the hips into the mat. And then inhale back to center and then use that left hand to pull the right arm up and over. That right shoulder stays down. The length is in the side body. And the gaze is soft, maybe down at the mat. Breathing here. Let's inhale up through center. And as we exhale, slowly release the fingers. Let them float down, chin to chest. And then sweep those arms all the way overhead. Hands in prayer, exhale, hands to heart. Reconnecting with that intention that we set in the beginning of class, reconnecting with the breath as we continue with our upper body stretches. Inhale, arms up, big breath in. Let the left hand come down to the mat and take that right arm up and over. We're going to flow side to side tonight. Inhale, rising up, right hand finds the mat, left arm up and over. And making this a meditation on movement and sensation in the body. Gently moving into the side body. And the next time that the right hand is on the floor and that left arm comes up and over, pause here. Let the left hand cradle the back of the head and reach the left elbow all the way up towards the sky. Press into the right hand and open the heart and look up. And as we exhale, take that elbow down, closing it off, looking down at the mat. And do that 2 more times. Nice and slow, so you feel the entire rotation of the torso here. One more time, dropping that elbow down. And inhale, this time lifting that left arm all the way up to the sky. As we exhale, let's take that up and over. Left hand down, right arm up and over. Back of the hand to the back of the head. Take that right elbow, lift it up, press into the left hand as we lift the heart towards the sky. As we exhale, everything comes down towards the mat, dropping that right elbow, closing off. So imagine we're a beautiful flower, right? We inhale, opening up to the sun, and we exhale like a lotus flower, closing at night, every morning coming up. One more time, dropping that right elbow down. And then inhale, let that right arm reach all the way up. As we exhale, bringing the body back up towards center. Inhale the arms above the head. Take a little twist towards the right side. Left hand finds the right thigh or knee. Right hand behind. Press that hand into the mat, lengthen. And as we exhale, just turn the shoulder blades towards that right side. And then turn the gaze as we inhale, look over the left shoulder. And exhale, look over the right. And do that 2 more times, inhaling, looking over the left. Exhale over the right. 1 more time like that. They're creating some movement into the neck. Let's inhale the arms up towards the sky and take that stretch all the way over. Twist to the other side, right hand, left knee or thigh, left hand behind, lengthening first, pull the belly in, then turning the shoulders towards that left side. As we inhale, we look over the right shoulder. As we exhale, we slowly turn the head and look over the left. And 2 more times like that, inhaling, looking forward, exhaling, looking behind. 1 more time like that, inhale, looking over the right, exhale, looking over the left. Come back through center, arms above the head, hands in prayer. Exhale, hands to heart. Take the hands behind you and interlace the fingers and take the palms towards each other. They may not touch. If the shoulders are really tight, you may even want to take a strap for this one. And just take the shoulder blades down and back, lifting the heart, lifting the gaze up towards the sky. Shoulders are down. Think of pressing the shoulders away from the ears as we lengthen the neck. And then on an exhalation, start to pull the belly in, pull the chin into the chest, start to drop the head and lift the arms up overhead, coming into a seated yoga mudra. As we inhale, we rise back up. Maybe those fingertips touch the mat. As we lift the heart, drop the head, and exhale, rounding forward. 1 more time like that. Inhaling up, and exhale, chin to chest, rounding forward. Let's come on back up through center and give those arms a little shake, a little roll to the shoulders, and find our strap. We'll do some leg stretching. Start with the legs coming out in a nice wide V. Point the toes, and then take the toes up towards the sky. And see what you prefer. And when we bring the toes back up towards us, it gives us a little more space. If the legs are really tight, bend your knees a little bit. We want to make this comfy. And then move the flesh away from the sits bones and take this little forward tilt. Right, with the belly in, pressing the hips into the mat, coming forward. Sweep the arms above the head. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, just let the hands come down and let them land wherever they land. If the hamstrings are really tight, you may want to take that block, right? It's about feeling the stretch and getting that length. It isn't about getting the head to the floor. So even if the hands can reach, maybe taking that block and resting the forearms on the block, taking a breath and letting the head drop between the arms. And breathing deep here and notice where the mind goes. Are you judging, right? Are you judging the flexibility or inflexibility of the hamstrings? Can you let that go and just breathe into the sensation? Maybe turning that block to a smaller height, coming down a little bit more. And remembering we stretch to 75 or 80% of our maximum stretch. That allows the body to open up. As we inhale, walking the hands a little bit closer, And then taking them over to the right side, right? Like little spiders, taking the fingers up and just walking the fingers towards that right foot. And then keep that right hand down on the floor. You can even tuck it under the right thigh and begin to sweep the left arm out to the left and then all the way up and over, coming into a side bend. Inhaling up through center, take that forward fold in front and then walk the fingers over to the left. So we start lifted, long spine. As we exhale, make those little spider fingers and try to walk past the calf, the ankle, the shin, wherever it is. And then bring that left hand down to the mat, maybe under the left calf. Sweep that right arm out and up and over, coming into that side bend. And then use that right hand to lift us back up. Bend the left knee and bring the sole of the left foot up against the right thigh. Only if the knee is okay with that. If it's not, keep the legs out like we just had them. If the knee is really high up off the mat, let's support it with a block. And then taking the strap and bringing the strap to the ball of that right foot. Sit up nice and tall. Kick the heel away from you. And you want to be close to that foot, but you don't want to be pulling or forcing, right? Just have a nice little bit of resistance here. And bring the left arm out in front of you and sweep it all the way to the left. Keep the gaze on the thumb. The thumb is lifting towards the heavens. As we exhale, come through center and sweep all the way to the right. Let's find this movement coming side to side. And so we always want to move the 6 directions of the spine when we come into class. And here's the twisting left and right. The next time we reach that left hand towards the right, pause and take the strap in both hands, wrapping it around the hands to create a little resistance. Exhale, gently folding over the right leg and coming back up. Bend the knee as much as you need to. Right? It's a nice long spine. It's not about getting the nose to the toes or the head to the knee. And the next time we extend over that leg, just pause wherever you are. Think of shoulders back, big breath in. Where can you release and relax? Inhale to rise back up and extend the left leg out. And take that strap and bring it up in front of you. Just make sure a little metal piece or plastic piece is in your hand. And start to lift the arms up with a nice wide V. And as we exhale, taking the strap out and slowly lowering down. So moving into the shoulders now, inhaling up. Beautiful. And exhaling down. Taking a few more breaths like this. So we want to press the right hand to the right and the left hand to the left, like we're trying to split the strap apart. Right, creating this little resistance. And the next time that the arms come up, pause here. Starting with straight arms, just take that right hand down and let the left arm come up and over, really slow, feeling that side stretch. Inhale up through center, and the left hand starts to drop down, right arm up and over. Let's do that one more time, coming up and over to each side. Deep breath in. Notice if you're rushing and try and slow it down. And now bend the left elbow and let the right hand come down to the mat. And then push that left hand up as you press the right hand down. Inhale back up and take that left hand down and bend the right elbow. Breathing as we press the arms in opposite directions. Bring that arm back up and start these big circles, circling in one direction. You can come behind if the shoulders are okay with that, or you can keep the strap in front. And then circle the other way. Let's inhale that strap all the way up towards the sky. Pivot over the left leg and take the strap to the ball of the left foot. and then unwind it a bit. Take the strap in the left hand, bend the right knee, and take the ball of the right foot up against that left thigh. Maybe placing a blanket or a block under the knee. And holding with the left hand, those left toes are pointing up, kicking the heel away. We're going to take the right arm out to the side. Gaze is at the thumb. As we exhale, coming through center, reach all the way to the left. And then inhale, wide sweeping arms. Exhale, coming through center, pull the belly in. One more time like that. And the next time that right arm sweeps to the left, let it find the strap. Wrapping the strap around the hands. As we exhale, maybe bending that knee a little bit and gently folding flat back over the left leg. Inhale, come up. So pulsing here with the breath, but just to the point where you feel the sensation, not forcing, and the body will never open up if we force, if we pull. And the next time we extend over the leg, just pausing here for a breath. And inhale to come back up. Bring both legs out in front, this time close together, and bring the strap over the balls of both feet. Sit up nice and tall. And as you exhale, come into forward fold. This time keeping those elbows close into the body and keeping the back nice and long. So we're not coming down far. You'll feel that stretch in the back of the legs, maybe bending the knees if it's a little too much. And breathing here. Inhale to rise back up and just move the strap off to the side. We'll use it again towards the end of class for a little more leg stretching. We're going to pull the left knee in and place it over the right leg and keep that right leg straight in front of us. And then take the left hand behind us, sweep that right arm up towards the sky. And as we exhale, turn towards the left and either hug the knee in the elbow or take the elbow to the outside of the knee and start to turn towards the left. Watch the shoulders. They want to creep up towards the ears. And so press them down. Use that back hand to keep that nice long spine and breathe into the twist. So whenever we twist, spine is very long. Right before we come into that turn, the shoulders move together and the chin stays right in the middle. Gently unwind and take that twist to the other side. So now the left elbow hugs that knee and the right hand comes behind and we're coming into an open twist, shoulders down and back. Come through center and just switch the legs. Let's take that right leg in, sit up nice and tall, and cross it over the left. Let that right hand come down. Inhale, left arm up, big breath in. And then turn to the right, either hugging the knee and the elbow, using the palm of the hand, or if you want to try a little deeper stretch, you can take that elbow to the outside of the knee. Lengthen first, pull the belly in, move the shoulders together, turning to the right. And breathing here, every inhale, find a little more length. And every exhale, squeeze the belly, make that turn. Gently unwinding through center, switch the arms so the left hand comes behind and the right elbow hugs the right knee as we lengthen the crown of the head on the inhale and turn to the left on the exhale. Let's come on back through center. Take the soles of the feet together and let the knees come out towards the side. Coming into Baddha Konasana or cobbler's pose. As we inhale, take the chest through the arms, press the elbows towards the knees, and look up. As we exhale, knees come together, chin to chest, round the spine, belly in, cat pose. Inhale, drop the knees, lift the heart, seated cow. Exhale, reverse, chin to chest, seated cat. And 2 more times like that. Right, moving through our seated cat and cow with our Baddha Konasana knees. Let's come on back up and take those knees as wide, a little bit wider than the hips, and let the hands come behind for support. Gently windshield wipe those knees side to side. Let the knees drop over to the left. Press the left palm into the mat, straighten the right leg, and sweep that right arm up to the sky. Stay here or lift the hips, coming into half circle. Breathing, extend the crown of the head far from the toes. As we exhale, let the hips come down. Let the right hand travel to find the left. Start nice and tall. Right? And turn towards that back corner of your mat. As you exhale, come onto forearms for a mermaid twist. Let the head drop down and take 3 deep breaths here. Let the eyes close. And just breathing into the twist. Every exhalation, allowing the body to sink a little bit more. One more deep breath here. And then walk the hands closer to the body. Exhale, coming back up. Take the knees up and over to the right. Right palm into the mat. Left leg extends out. Sweep the left fingers up to the sky on an inhale. Stay here or lift the hips. Coming into our half circle. And as we exhale, the hips come down and that left hand travels to find the right. We're looking at that back corner of the mat, lengthening the spine first. And then on the exhalation, lowering onto forearms or block. Let the head drop down, close the eyes and breathe. 3 deep breaths here. Inhaling deep into the belly. And as we exhale, move those palms closer to the body and press the body up. Come on back through center. Come high on the tippy toes and separate the knees. And then bring the arms underneath. We're going to come into a supported boat pose. So high on the toes, keep the chest lifted, and maybe we stay with the toes touching. Or you can lift one foot up and the other, or maybe rocking onto the sits bones, keeping that chest nice and lifted and pulling the knees in. So a gentle boat pose. If you want to take this a little bit further, you can straighten the legs or keep the calves parallel to the floor. That's a really nice option, right? And supporting the body by holding the thighs or the knees, breathing here. And on an exhalation, letting them come back down, take the legs down, give them a little shake. And let's come into tabletop facing the left side of the mat. Bringing the wrists under the shoulders and the knees under the hips. And just drop the belly in, turn the gaze up. Take a big breath in, and as we exhale, press the floor away. Chin to chest, round the spine, cat's pose. Inhale, drop the belly, tail turns up, maybe tuck the toes, look up. And exhale into cat. And take 3 more breaths like that, moving nice and slow through flexion and extension of the spine. And the next time that we arch into our cat pose, keep pressing into the hands and press those hips back towards the heels for child's pose. Big breath in. And then rocking forward back to tabletop. Take the hips down to the mat, and let's take those elbows under the shoulders and come onto the belly for some spine strengthening. So coming into our Sphinx pose. Shoulders are pressing away from the ears, elbows are under the shoulders. Spread the fingers wide, press the palms into the mat. Watch the lower back, right? If there's any crunching in the lower back, You want to walk the hands a little further away. You want to drop the chest a little further down towards the mat. Otherwise, press the hands into the mat, pull the chest through the window of the arms. Imagine we're peeking our head out a window, right? So we're coming all the way towards the edge of the mat and then shoulders down as we lift the heart, peeling it up, pressing the hips into the mat, and then pulling the navel towards the spine to protect the lower back, coming into our Sphinx pose. Take a big breath in, and as we exhale, just chin to chest and lower the forehead down to the mat. Inhale, rising back to find our Sphinx, shoulders down and back. Exhale, chin to chest, lower down. And one more time like that, coming into our Sphinx pose. And on the next exhalation, extend the arms all the way out. Come onto the belly. Reach through the left fingertips, press into the left foot, and reach the right toes up and back. So it's opposite arm and leg, reaching away from each other. As we exhale, we lower everything down. Inhale, switch to the other side. Big breath in, lengthen fingers from toes. And exhale, come on down. And a few breaths side to side, almost like we're swimming, right? Lifting the arm and the leg, lowering down nice and slow. Taking that to the other side. One more time on each side. And then let the hands come down, one hand on top of the other, palms to the mat, forehead to the back of the hands, elbows out to the side, crocodile pose. Big breath in, exhale, let it go. Feel the belly pressing into the mat. And with every exhalation, let the body release. On the next exhale, bend the knees, bring the feet up behind you. Keep the forehead pressing into the hands and just windshield wipe those knees from side to side, creating a gentle release to the lower back. And then releasing the feet back down. Sweep the arms alongside the body. The palms are down, the fingers are pressing towards the feet. Chin is resting on the mat. Press into the hands, same thing as when we did Sphinx. Think of pulling the chest up first, out towards the skinny end of the mat, shoulders down and back as we come into a version of Navasana, the boat pose. Now the palms are here for support. The feet are resting on the mat. It's just the heart that's lifted. Staying here or interlacing the fingers and taking the knuckles towards the heels, shoulder blades towards each other. That's a little deeper stretch. If that bothers the lower back, let the palms remain alongside the body, supporting the body. Breathing here. And as we exhale, let everything come down. Just turn the head to one side, make a little pillow with the hands, and let the eyes close. And breathe here. And then lifting the head, just turn it in the opposite direction, supporting the head on the hands. Breathing. And press the forearms and palms into the mat. And take the left elbow down and bring the left knee towards it, coming into half frog. Rest the head on the upper right arm and let the eyes close here. As we breathe in this gentle hip opener, with every exhale turning a little bit towards the left. One more deep breath here. As we exhale, the left leg comes back down. We take the arms up and over to the other side and bend that right knee towards the right elbow. Rest the head on the upper left arm. Half frog on the other side. Big breath in. As we exhale, send that leg back. Bring the palms under the shoulders. Press up to tabletop. Coming into pigeon pose. So if pigeon isn't calling you tonight because of your wrists or your knees, take a seated pigeon, which would be crossing right ankle over left knee, using the hands behind you, similar to what we did down on our back. Otherwise, we'll take it from kneeling position. Just extend that right leg back, take the toes down towards the mat, find a little length, pressing into the toes, pressing the heel away. And then nice long spine. Lift that leg up, take a breath. And as we exhale, bring it all the way to the side of the mat, behind the wrist, and extend the opposite leg back. Now we want the hips squared here, so maybe take that block and place it under the hip if there's a lot of space. You can stay up nice and high, right? Walking those back toes away, breathing here. Or if you'd like, as you exhale, coming first to forearms, maybe making a little pillow with fists or hands, and finding your pigeon pose. Breathing here. And with every inhalation, feeling the body expand, and with every exhalation, finding a place where you can soften, even as we hold this pose, which can be intense for some people. We hold it for a few breaths, giving the body a chance to release and let go. And take one more deep breath here. And as we exhale, bring the palms under the shoulders and press yourself back up to that proud pigeon. Maybe bend the knee of that back leg, circling the toes. So let's come on back to tabletop and take that to the other side. So that opposite leg comes back, toes down, press through the heel, a little rock forward and back. Nice little stretch to the calf when we do that. Then inhale, lifting the leg and lengthening here, looking forward. As we exhale, bend the knee and bring it behind the elbow, extending the opposite leg back. And again, maybe taking a block under the hip. If that feels good, you can stay lifted in proud pigeon and stay here the entire time if that feels good. Or as we exhale, slowly making our way down, forearms, maybe creating a little pillow with two fists to rest the forehead, or taking that block under the forehead. Let the forehead connect to something here as we breathe. So with every exhalation, sending that breath into that hip. Focusing on the sensation in the body and using the deep breaths to create a little more space. So our attention will follow the breath, will follow wherever we bring our attention to. So just focusing on that hip and breathing deep, you'll notice it starts to let go. Take one more really deep breath here. And as we exhale, bring the palms under the shoulders, pressing up to that proud pigeon. And just bringing the hip off to the side and swinging the legs out, coming into a seat just for a moment, and then bending the knees and finding your strap and coming back onto the back. So we will end with some leg stretches and then Shavasana. So taking the strap to the ball of the right foot and gently pulsing that right leg forward and back. And you may notice a little more space than when we first started the class. Try bending the knee a little bit. It gives us a little more room in the hamstring. And then take the strap in the right hand and let that right leg come all the way out to the right. So you can place a block under the thigh or the calf. You can use a wall maybe to support or use that strap. And keep pressing the left hip down here and breathing. You may extend the left arm out and look over the left shoulder. And take 3 deep breaths here. With every exhalation, can you release that right side just a tiny bit more? Notice how the breath moves. When the body is open like this, it's really easy to take that deep breath in. And with the next exhale, take that leg up, switch the strap in the opposite hand and come into that twist. Extend the left arm out, right arm out, look over the shoulder. Breathing here. Maybe close the eyes. One more breath. Let's inhale up and bring that opposite leg into the strap. And then release the right leg back down to the mat and gently pulsing left leg forward and back. Nice and slow. Take the strap in the left hand, big breath in, open that left leg out to the left side. Keep the right hand on the right hip at first to keep it from popping up. And finding where you want to be in the stretch. And then maybe extending the right arm out and looking over the right shoulder. 3 deep breaths here. Deep into the belly. And on the next breath, lifting that leg up, take the strap in the opposite hand, cross all the way across. Extend left arm out, palm down, maybe gaze over the left shoulder. Breathing into the twist. Eyes can close or gaze can be soft. And then inhale that leg up and release the foot from the strap. See if there's any other movement that the body is craving before we move into our relaxation. So maybe another knee hug, maybe a happy baby, another twist. And when you're ready, just allowing the body to find a comfortable place to rest. The last few minutes of class. Letting the eyes close and letting the body settle. And let's go back to the breath from the beginning of class. Breathing in peacefulness and breathing out anything that isn't serving you tonight. Relaxing the soles of the feet, the toes, the heels, the ankles, the calves and the shins, behind the knees and the kneecaps. Relaxing the thighs and the hips and the seat muscles, the belly, the lower back, the middle back and the waist, the sides of the torso, the upper back, and the space around the heart and the chest. Let the shoulder blades become heavy and relax the shoulders, upper arms, elbows, and the forearms, the wrists, the hands, and all 10 fingers. Relaxing the throat and the neck, the expression of the face. Soften the jaw. Relax the tongue and the mouth. Relax the space around the nostrils and the cheeks, the little corners of the eyes and the eyelids, the space between the eyebrows and the forehead. Just for a few moments, absolutely nothing to do, nowhere to go, just the body breathing the breath and the breath breathing the body. Breathing in peacefulness and breathing out anything that isn't serving you. And remembering who you are, a beautiful manifestation of love in a physical form, and always perfect just the way you show up. No changes necessary. Let's send that message out to every cell in the body. As we begin to deepen the breath, and then bring some gentle movement back, wiggling fingers, toes, maybe rocking the head side to side. Bringing the arms above the head in a big stretch like we're just waking up, and then rolling to one side, finding a fetal position for a breath or two as we transition back, and noticing the effect of the practice on the body, the mind, the breath, the thoughts. Notice if there's a little more space. Maybe there's a little more sense of peace and calm, whatever it is. Take a breath of gratitude and thank yourself for taking the time tonight to practice, to breathe, to feel. And when you're ready, come into any comfortable seat, joining the hands at the heart and bowing the head. May we take this peacefulness with us into our week. Don't leave it on your mat. But it's so easy to return to this space just by taking those deep breaths and taking this light that shines in all of us and sharing it with the rest of the world. We need it now more than ever. Namaste. Thank you, guys. You can unmute. Who did we lose? We lost